Good evening and welcome to the 28th annual Winthrop Chamber of Commerce kickoff dinner and award ceremony. I want to thank everybody at Cottage Park, in particular the new club manager who's just walking in the door, Amber Brannon, as for your hospitality. Cottage Park is always very, very good to us. Welcome to the neighborhood. We're glad to have you here. For those of you who might not know, I'm Betsy Shane. I'm the Executive Director of the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce. I want to thank Ann Ward at a table way, way, way in the back, who is my assistant in the office and who is hardworking and helped get all this done. If you got pricked by a flower, she did it. I want to thank those who, Barbara and Amanda, who helped us tonight volunteering at the front door and taking photos and will help us as we break down at the end of the night. We couldn't do it without them. So thank you. You know, I think people sometimes don't know this, but we're a nonprofit organization, so we work really hard to sort of raise the money to keep us going, and we're a business organization whose mission is to really work with the town and the state government to foster economic enhancements for the businesses in Winthrop and the business districts so that we can maintain a long-term economic vitality and growth. So tonight, because we know this is such a great place to live, work, and do business, we come together from all corners of our community to recognize and thank those who are truly making a difference. The Chamber began these awards 28 years ago. Through these awards, we recognize service and volunteerism, two components which contribute to a strong community. The definition of a community is a group that shares common values. We're here tonight to honor those who have donated their time to our community of Winthrop. In addition to our award recipients, we also have some honored guests with us this evening, which I'd like to recognize for their support of the Chamber and the community. Speaker of the House, Bob DeLeo. Senator Joe Boncory. Winthrop School Committee Chair Tino Capobianco, where are you? Winthrop School Committee Vice Chair Brian Perrin. Winthrop School Committee Member Suzanne Swope. Superintendent of Schools Lisa Howard. Winthrop High School Principal Matt Crombie. Chair of the Board of Health, Bill Schmidt. And last but never least, Fire Chief Paul Flanagan. I also want to take a moment to thank every single teacher who's in the room tonight. Thank you for the service and the guidance that you provide to all of our children in this community. We really appreciate what you do for work, and we love having you here. I would like to introduce Jason Talent from the Harbor City Church to do our invocation.
Thank you, Miss Betsy. My name's Jason Talent, and my family and I just moved here a year ago. And as you can tell, I'm not originally from Winthrop. I was born in East Boston. That's that East Boston accent that's coming out. So, no, I'm from Tennessee. Moved here from Knoxville, Tennessee. And I just want to, before I pray, I just want to thank you guys. We've been here a year, and I've never really experienced a community that's so welcoming. And so our children, we have 5 children in the school district here, and they love it. They've been welcomed. You've welcomed us, and it just speaks volumes to who you are as a community, and I just want to thank you for that. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, God, you are good, and your mercy, of course, it endures forever, and I thank you for the men and the women who are in this room tonight, and the passion that they have to serve this community, the love that they have for this community. You see that throughout the history of Winthrop, and God, we just thank you for that, and I pray that as we move forward and continue to grow, when we see people come to this place, Lord, that they would get to experience what we've experienced as a family, the love and the welcome that we've had. Thank you, God, for what you do. Thank you, Lord, for the grace that you give to us. Thank you for this food that we're about to eat tonight. And it's just another way that you provide everything that we stand in need of, Lord. We love you, and we honor you, and we praise you even now. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Jason. We start a new year filled with optimism. This evening, we're kicking off this award ceremony and also the 2019 year of the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. It's my privilege to introduce a very hardworking and committed group of business members who are board members at the Chamber of Commerce and who don't get paid, work hard, you don't get paid, but represent what this community is about and what this business community is about. So, we're going to recognize them right now. As I call out your name, please stand. Those of you in the room, please hold applause until everyone's been announced. We have 2 board members who couldn't be with us tonight. The treasurer of the board, Joe Clark, from Seaview Ave Trust. Unfortunately, Joe was in Aruba. We've been trying to figure out how to, Wi-Fi him in and make him have to come, but it doesn't work. Our vice president, Vin Recchia, from Chestnut Hill Wealth Management, couldn't be with us tonight. And we have a new board member, Joe Gugino, from Global Energy, who also couldn't be with us tonight. But the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce board members who are here tonight are Tom Hankard from Webster's First Federal Credit Union, Ernie Hardy from Cottage Park Yacht Club, Brian Perrin from Brian Perrin's Law Office, there we go, Christine Millerick O'Keefe from Elliott Whittier Insurance, Russ Sanford from Leveline General Contractors, Mark Wallace from the Winthrop Marketplace, the clerk on the board, Marianne Russo from East Boston Savings Bank, and back for another year as president of the board, Paul Levy from Woodside Ace Hardware. Please join me in welcoming. If I could ask all of you, no, don't sit. If you could just come up here real quickly. We didn't get a group picture before. The rest of you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my honor to present the president of the board of directors, Paul Levy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. What a great turnout. What a great crowd. Thank you. Well, welcome, everyone. This is my last go-around as president, so if anybody wants to step up and throw their hat in the ring tonight, it'd be great. Our goal is to continue to provide value to our membership to help foster the economic enhancement of Winthrop's businesses and the business district. Thank you for your support of the Winthrop Chamber, and certainly thank you for turning out tonight. On behalf of the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce, I want to congratulate all of the award winners this evening. It is my distinct honor to introduce someone who works continuously representing Winthrop, who has Winthrop first and foremost. Please welcome our Representative Speaker of the House, Bob DeLeo.
Thank you, Paul. You look great, by the way. I have to say that, whatever you're doing there, buddy. And happy birthday to you. I guess yesterday was his birthday. But thank you so much for the opportunity. Congratulations to Paul and to Betsy. Thank you for the great job. You've become a visitor to the State House, a little bit more than's necessary, but I appreciate that. Always great to have you there. To all the members of the city council, town council now with our new form of government, which has only been in existence for 10 years. Great to see you, and great to have so many of our members of our school committee here. And it's always great to have my good friend and colleague, Senator Joe Boncore, who I work very well with up at the on the Hill, and I really value his friendship as well. Congratulations, most importantly, to the recipients. I have to tell you that it was a bit funny. I was so impressed in terms of the people who are getting awards here tonight, and I saw, first of all, the Lifetime Achievement Award to Dr. Pransky. And I'll give you a little bit of a dialogue between the doctor and I when I see him. I probably shouldn't say this. This, I guess, would not be protected by the HIPAA laws. But I'll say it anyways. So how you doing, Bob? I'm doing great. Taking care of yourself? Taking some time off? You exercising? Sort of. No, you're not. Doctor, how do you know what I do? Because I see you in the paper all the time, and I know you're eating too much. I know you're not getting the proper sleep, and I know you're not taking care of yourself. But outside of that, I love the guy. Congratulations to Dr. Pransky. You know, and the other thing I'm so proud of is our youth here in our community, in our school system. And each year, especially now under the supervision of our superintendent, Lisa Howard, who does such an unbelievable job, to see these young people like Ryan Parker and Patrick Caskell, and the teacher Jeff Beck as well. Congratulations to you for being great students and great representatives of our school system as well. To the Chamber Member of the Year, Print Boston, congratulations to you. And for being such a great chamber member, which made you so worthy of this award. Congratulations. To the Town Service Award, the Medical Reserve Corps, wherever they may be. Congratulations. To the Business of the Year, Robin's Nest. Excellence in the Arts, Richard Honan. Richard Honan seems to get an award every year for something. By the way, I never saw so many people here. I guess you weren't here when I got my award some years back. Guess you must have all been in Aruba, like the other guy. And I'd be remiss if I really didn't congratulate a Distinguished Service Award. Not only is he a guy who has given so much of his time and effort. Actually, was my counselor here in the town. Also a good friend, and he does pretty good work too. I haven't had that leak in that roof anymore, Russ. Russ Sanford, congratulations to you. Did you ever see Russ and his motorcycle and stuff? It's pretty cool, with the leather and everything. There's a different side to this man than we all know. Community Service Award, the Survivors by the Sea. I must admit, with this particular group of ladies, each year I sponsor a trip to the Esplanade, so we could take our walk along the Esplanade in our battle against breast cancer. And each year, just talking to these ladies and just gives me, they just filled me in terms of just having what they fight each and every day, and it's such a pleasure and honor, ladies, to see you here today. And it's great to know that we started this walk some 25 years ago with just a little bit of a SUV, I guess, and now we're up to 4 busloads of people from Winthrop and Revere who take part. So thank you, ladies. And the Patriot Award to Roseanne Mazzucchelli, an unbelievable lady in terms of what she does. Following in the footsteps of Norman Gill, who if I didn't mention Norman, I would never hear the end of it. So congratulations. It's wonderful to see Norman here as well. But in closing, let me just say that I really have to congratulate our chamber for an unbelievable job that they do each and every year. when you take a look, and as I see chambers from around the state, and it really makes me appreciate what we have here in Winthrop. Whether it's the beach day or the Christmas or whatever, Halloween, or whatever it may be. We have such an active chamber, a chamber who really gets involved in the community. So I would implore you all, to do business with these folks. They not only do business here, but they live here, and they care about our community, so I must thank them. I also want to let them know I'm proud that through the efforts of Senator Boncory and the Senate and myself in the House, we're able to get that grant, $25,000 again each year for the grant. And we both intend to make sure that it's filed again this year. And I can tell Betsy's telling me to shut up and leave. So once again,
You can't say 25,000 and I show you. I'm not showing you.
25,000 just buys me time up here each and every year. But with that, congratulations most importantly to all the recipients. You're the type of people who make our town such a very, very special place to live. To all of you, thank you for being here. And to all of you, have a happy and healthy new year. God bless everyone.
Mr. Speaker, I want to let you in on a little secret just between you and me. Betsy told me that she goes down to visit you at the State House. I get free parking, she said. I stop in, I say hi to him, and then I go shopping and go to a restaurant. It saves me $50 every time I go in. That's the truth. I know, it was great. Okay, another resident of Winthrop who has gone up to the Hill to represent us, as well as Boston and parts of Cambridge. Please welcome our state senator, Joe Boncory.
Thank you, Paul, very much. And thank you to you and your board, not just for tonight, but for what you do each and every day for the residents and the businesses throughout our great community. And to Betsy Shane, how about a round of applause for Betsy and the wonderful job she does. When she comes up to the State House, she often stops in my office too. But lucky for me, she calls Bob for the parking, so I don't have to take care of that. But it's also wonderful to be with my colleagues in government, school committee members, Tino Capabianco, Brian Perrin, Suzanne Swope, as well as Chairman of the Board of Health, Bill Schmidt, and of course my colleague and friend I work with each and every day, Speaker of the House, Bob DeLeo. We all should be so very proud of Speaker of the House. You know, Massachusetts has the oldest government in the Western Hemisphere, even older than the United States government and their Constitution. And just this year, when he was elected Speaker of the House, the Speaker of the House, Bob DeLeo, became the longest-serving Speaker of the House in the history of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And me and the Speaker always joke, I always, when I get the mic after him, I like to give him a joke about, my youth and his experience, but I'm not going to do that tonight, Mr. Speaker. But we have so much to be proud of in this town. I know Chief Flanagan is here tonight, and I just want to ask you all to keep Chief Terry Delahanty and his family in your prayers tonight. They suffered a tremendous loss, and his brother Michael and the town suffered a tremendous loss in Detective Delahanty, losing him this week. So I would just ask you all keep him in your thoughts and prayers, and their family in your thoughts and prayers. We all would like to come here tonight and celebrate, but we remember those who serve this community, right up to the end. And tonight we do celebrate and have a lot to celebrate. Excellence in education. Winthrop has really been on a meteoric rise as far as their education under the leadership of Lisa Howard, I'm sorry, and my dear friend and classmate from the class of 2000, Principal Matt Crombie. And it's great that we recognize tonight Ryan Parker and Pachter Caskell, as well as teacher Jeff Beck. Thank you for continuing to be a shining example of what Winthrop is all across the state. We also recognize Chamber Member of the Year, Print Boston, and Business of the Year, Robin's Nest, who's been a real gem in the center of town, and we're happy to be here with you. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Now, the speaker already took the joke, but we got guys like Russ Sanford and Richard Honan who are on their third and fourth award. So to the Robin's Nest, maybe there's 3 or 4 more in your future. But to Russ Sanford, Richard Honan, and Rose Mazzucchelli, they don't they get these awards because it's not just for what they do in their business, but what they do in their spare time, in working hard and promoting our great town and the businesses of our great town. I also want to congratulate the Medical Reserve Corps, who's a newer organization in this town, but under the leadership of Jeannie Maggio, has really been a shining example. When we need them most, they're ready to step up and assume the role. So thank you all. As well as Survivors by the Sea. When I hear Survivors by the Sea, I'm always reminded of a dear friend of mine who we lost, and I know the founders of Survivor by the Sea, and that's Mary Ann Lounsbury, who I know is a dear friend of the speaker well. And she's someone I remember fondly, and I know you ladies all do too, so keep up the good work and keep being that shining light for people in their toughest times. Thank you so much. And to Dr. Pransky, congratulations on a Lifetime Achievement Award and a lifetime of services to this town and the people of this town. We have so much to be proud of this town, and tonight we remember that, because tonight we celebrate the very best of what Winthrop is. And I want to thank the Chamber for keep doing what they're doing, because the business of the Chamber is the business of this town. Thank you all. God bless, and have a great New Year.
We had one more speaker who couldn't make it tonight, but sends his greetings, and I'll read a message from Ron Vecchia, our town council president, who is working on his tan this week, I believe. I'm very sorry, I'll be traveling out of the country. Makes it sound like it's business or something, but and I'll be unable to attend this year's Winthrop Chamber of Commerce Awards dinner. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate each and every awards recipient for receiving this well-deserved recognition. I would also like to thank the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce for continued support of projects, activities, and programs that make this community a special place to live. Congratulations to all recipients, and I wish everyone an enjoyable evening. Sincerely, Ron Vecchia, Town Council President. So thank you all for your continued support, and now I'm going to bring Betsy Shane back up, and we'll let the evening continue. Thank you.
Okay, it's awards time. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Senator, Mr. President, thank you. And I don't shop when I come to park at your place. I just want that on the record. I want WCAT to have that on tape. I want to make sure that's not showing up anywhere. Anyways, food's coming in just a second. Thank you, Spinelli's, for doing this. If you've got a phone and it's still on the ringer, could you switch it over to vibrate, silence, whatever? Yep, Jack, I'm talking to you. So it doesn't go off in the middle of the program. That's fine. Okay, so in addition to getting a plaque from the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce tonight, our recipients will be presented with an official citation from the Massachusetts House of Representatives, the Massachusetts State Senate, and the Winthrop Town Council. For all of you, after you get your award, if you could stand over here after we give it to you, then we can get a great picture for the transcript and for us. I'd now like to introduce Matt Crombie, Principal, Winthrop High School, to present the Youth Leadership Awards.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Betsy. I'm honored to be here tonight to have the opportunity to present the awards to the youth leaders this evening as the principal of Winthrop High School. The Chamber determined the categories for these community awards and knew that when designing the Youth Leadership Awards, the school would help them with the nominees. For our first Leadership Award, this recipient of the Youth Leadership Award is an outstanding junior student who has made significant contributions to Winthrop High School over the past few years. This recipient's academic achievements include receiving the President's Award for being in the top 10% of her class, both freshman and sophomore year. She is a recent inductee into the National Honor Society, and she has earned either high honor roll or honor roll in each marking period since the beginning of her high school career. The recipient is heavily involved in extracurricular activities at WHS. She is a member of the Drama Society, and was a cast member in the 2018 state championship winning production of Antigone, where she won 3 All-State Acting Awards. In addition, she has been a member of the high school lacrosse team since her freshman year. The recipient also served as president of her class freshman year. She now serves as a secretary on the Winthrop High School Student Council Executive Board and is a representative on the WHS School Site Council. The recipient is solely responsible for collaborating with the American Red Cross to host 2 school-wide blood drives at WHS. She also volunteers with Special Olympics on a weekly basis. This talented student leader has made many significant contributions to her school, and along the way, she has inspired her peers to do the same. Ryan Parker is the daughter of Kelly and Nathaniel Parker and has 2 siblings, Jonathan and Hannah. She likes music and plays the guitar, the ukulele, and the piano. She enjoys spending time with her family, watching hockey, and sailing. She credits her family and her friends at Special Olympics for motivating her to always be her best self. She hopes to go to college and pursue a career as a physician's assistant. Undoubtedly, Ryan has a very bright future ahead of her. The Winthrop Chamber of Commerce is proud to present the Award for Youth Leadership to this exceptional young woman, Ryan Parker.
Thank you, Mr. Crombie. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for this award and for everything they do throughout the town. From a younger perspective, events such as the holiday tree lighting ceremony and the Halloween haunt were both staple parts of my childhood and something which I looked forward to every year. I would also like to thank Mr. Crombie and the staff and administration at Winthrop High School for creating a school environment which encourages leadership and for allowing me to grow as a student and as a person within Winthrop High School. And of course, I would like to thank my family. To all of my grandparents who have always offered their support and encouragement and have come to any event that I've been involved in. My brother Jonathan and sister Hannah, who keep me on my toes, constantly laughing. Being the oldest, I was turned into a leader by default, and I've learned over the years that leading frequently happens through trial and error. My siblings get the benefit of learning of my said trials and errors. Words cannot express how thankful I am for my parents. To my mom, whose steadfast attitude towards life is something which I can only hope to acquire someday. Thank you for being my backbone, helping me to succeed, and always being there to comfort me if I fall. And to my dad, who has taught me to be adventurous, given me a sense of curiosity, and has always been my best friend. Together, my family has taught me to do what I am passionate about and not to be afraid to stray away from what is safe or what everyone else is doing. They have taught me to be my own person, and with that, how to be a good person. For that, I could not give enough thanks. Months ago, when I received a letter saying I was going to be getting this award, I was surprised. I have never thought of myself as a leader. I've just tried to do the same as I've seen those around me doing since I was little. Whether it was my mom working on the Viking Pride Board, my Nana on the MRC, or my dad giving up over 10 years of weekends to coach our hockey games, I have always been surrounded by people who were involved in things which they were passionate about. Our town is special in the sense that its people really care. Winthrop encourages leaders, whether it be to start something new, fix things which are broken, or to rally around those who have fallen on hard times. This community has taught me leadership, whether they knew it or not, and I've learned by example throughout my 16 years of living here, and could not be more grateful to have grown up in a community with these values. When I was younger, the tight-knit community did seem to have its drawbacks. I remember one day in 4th grade walking home from school, and my friends and I didn't use the cross light. My dad knew about it before I even completely crossed the street, and he was at his desk in downtown Boston. As I've gotten older, however, I have had more opportunities to venture out of the small bubble of Winthrop. Each time I do, I realize more and more of how incredibly unique our town truly is. Winthrop epitomizes the term community. Depending on who you ask, Winthrop can be a hockey town, a foodie town, a beach town, or a boating town. In truth, I don't think it is any one of these things. Winthrop is a town which allows everyone in it to enjoy what they love. The small community gives everyone the opportunity to contribute, to get involved, and to support their passion. As I begin to make plans for the future, I am realizing how truly grateful I am for the foundation which this town has given to me. Words cannot express how thankful and happy I am to have grown up in a place where our citizens, businesses, and leaders within the town come together to solve problems, make strides towards the future, and celebrate our community for everything it is. Thank you.
And now for our next Youth Leadership Award. This recipient of the Youth Leadership Award is an outstanding junior student who has consistently demonstrated leadership and success throughout his career at Winthrop High School. This recipient's academic achievements includes receiving the President's Award for being in the top 10% of his class both freshman and sophomore year. He is a recent inductee into the National Honor Society, and he has earned a place on the High Honor Roll in each marking period of his entire high school career. The recipient is heavily involved in extracurricular activities at Winthrop High School. He is a member of the Drama Society and recently performed in Chicago the musical. In addition, he has been a member of the cross-country team, the indoor track team, and the spring track team since his freshman year. The recipient serves as the vice president of the junior class and is a delegate on the Northeastern Massachusetts Association of Student Councils. He's on the Winthrop High School Student Council Executive Board, and he is a student representative on the WHS School Site Council. This student leader has undeniably affected positive change on his school through his work ethic, dedication, and charisma. Patrick Haskell is the son of Julie and Leo Haskell and has two siblings, Leo and Christopher. He credits his family for supporting him and inspiring him to be involved in activities that help his school and community. Patrick plans on attending a four-year college and studying biology. He will most certainly find success in all of his future endeavors. The Winthrop Chamber of Commerce is proud to present the award for youth leadership to this exceptional young man, Patrick Haskell.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick Haskell, and I am both honored and thankful to be receiving such a prestigious award tonight. I'd like to start by thanking the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce for organizing and hosting this beautiful event. It is with great pleasure to be standing before you all tonight. I'd also like to thank Mr. Crombie for continuously being there with anything the student body needs in order to succeed. It is with his leadership and charisma that has made Winthrop High School a welcoming environment where students can learn and find their passion. I knew from the moment I walked through the doors of Winthrop High School as a freshman that I wanted to be involved. Succeeding in academics was something I knew I had to do, but being involved outside of the classroom is something I knew I wanted to do. Growing up in a small town like Winthrop has allowed me to take pride in where I live, as well as honor the community and integrate myself into it. I first became involved when I was 8 years old by helping my father at the annual St. Vincent de Paul Catholic Charity, what I referred to as Bundle Sunday. I first learned what it felt like to be a leader. I look back at it with pride, knowing that I was helping the community and those in need. It was clear from the beginning of my freshman year where my passion and energy would be invested. Student Council has allowed me to think creatively and meet new people who have had an impact on me, not just as a leader, but as a person. It has allowed me to take my leadership skills and become the 2018 to 2019 Vice President of the Northeastern Massachusetts Association of Student Councils. This position allows me to help people in our region learn what it truly means to be a leader. The two captains of my freshman year cross-country team were examples of two different types of leaders. While one was timid and led by example, the other was outgoing and led by words. Although the styles of leadership differed greatly, they were equally successful in encouraging the team to strive for success. I'd like to thank my two brothers, Leo and Christopher. They have paved the way for my success, and I've learned from them what it means to be a leader. I'd like to finish by thanking the two most important people in my life, my mother, Julie, and my father, Leo. My mom is not only my best friend, but she is my role model. She supports me in everything that I do and encourages me to be myself. My dad has taught me to work hard and to never give up. His long hours of working taught me that hard work and dedication pays off. Both my mother and father accept me for who I am, which I will be forever thankful for. Whether it be money for a student council trip or early morning rides to the school, they have always been my support system, and so I thank them. As Maddie Mullins once said, the only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Thank you all again, and have a wonderful rest of your night.
I don't know how we follow that. Good luck, everybody. No, congratulations, Ryan. Patrick. Really, really excited and proud. I know your parents are proud. We look forward to watching you grow. Feel free to join us at any time as a volunteer or a chamber member. We'll take you on board. The award for educational excellence is presented to a teacher or faculty member who represents all educators, one who exemplifies the quality of a good teacher, involvement in the community, high professional standards, respect, dedication, and a commitment to academic values. Please welcome Eva Kearney to present the Excellence in Education Award.
Hi, everybody. It's my pleasure to introduce my friend and colleague, Jeffrey Beck, the lead teacher of the mathematics department at Winthrop High School for the Educational Excellence Award. What is the likelihood of the warmest of friendships and mutual respect developing between an art teacher, myself, and a math teacher? I don't know exactly, but I wouldn't think it's too common, because something about left brain people and right brain people and not getting together. It's often true. When it comes to the importance of the arts versus the importance of mathematics in our students' lives, we do not always agree. In fact, we often disagree, since many of our best students are both talented artists and mathletes. But in the end, we always have the same goal of wanting whatever is the best for all of our students. And I want to say, too, that there's something about those that switch careers from lucrative engineering careers to teaching. There are those that think teaching is going to be an easier path and soon find out that it's much harder than they thought and much less lucrative, and they drop out. And then there are those who switch careers to do something more meaningful and impactful with their lives. Those who are passionate about what they do and dedicate themselves to inspiring, educating, and helping our future generations. Since joining the Winthrop High faculty 18 years ago, Jeff Beck has made a distinct impact on the Winthrop Public Schools community. From day one, as he argued with the principal, his brand new principal, Jeff made it his mission to revamp and organize the math curriculum in Winthrop in order to best serve the students of Winthrop sequentially and developmentally. He's a tireless advocate for all students, whether it's those with the small successes of mastering math basics or encouraging those who aspire to engineering, computer science, or other technical careers. He always works on behalf of the students and inspires many to reach their highest and most true potential. A local newspaper article not long ago featured a former student who credited him directly for inspiring her in her AP calculus classes. She's now working as a successful engineering, in a successful engineering career on the North Shore. Another former student whose career path was highly encouraged and inspired through Jeff's mentorship and steered away from art, I might add, is working in high-level operations in the U.S. Navy on a nuclear submarine, a top secret job that we don't even know all the ins and outs about. Others have gone on to successful careers after the likes of MIT and Brown. These are just a few examples of Jeff's impact on his students. He has formed personal bonds with many students. He always finds the time to give extra help to students both before school and after school. According to our principal, he's often one of the first to arrive in the morning and one of the last to leave at night. He enthusiastically takes part in many extracurricular activities, clubs, and events with students and faculty, and always provides a safe and comfortable place in his classroom where the students can be themselves, along with a teacher who is always down to earth and always himself. Both he and I agree that reaching our students has a lot to do with being genuine, with being ourselves, at the same time humble and aware of how we got here, as well as being confident in the mastery of our chosen fields. And it often helps to add a bit of dramatic emphasis to the daily humdrum of the classroom, with music, loud music, with a bit of banging our heads on the wall, and other gestures that we might do with wearing Hawaiian shirts and T-shirts with slogans to inspire, all these things that help get the students' attention. A great tradition in the AP Calculus classes when preparing for the AP exam has been to amp up his students for their exam by tapping into their primal instincts. Screaming, banging, standing on desks, and loud music are all core parts of the ritual to get the students mentally prepared for the intellectual bloodbath that is about to ensue. Just a few more things to say. Along with his dedication to his students, Jeff has been a great mentor and role model within his department. His math department colleagues only speak highly of him, and in their words, I can share that the newest members feel welcome and supported. They look to him for expertise and wisdom. A young colleague subbed up Jeff pretty well. His ability to lead stems from an admirable personal character. He takes full responsibility for this school and all the people who make up the academic community. If something is wrong, he will do anything and everything to see it is fixed or at least improved. We feel lucky to work alongside such a colleague. Please join us in applauding Jeffrey Beck as the well-deserving recipient of the 2019 Winthrop Chamber of Commerce Excellence in Education Award.
Well, I hope I can live up to that expectation. Well, thank you all for coming out tonight. Thank you to the Winthrop's Chamber of Commerce and the Winthrop business community and various dignitaries for putting together this wonderful event and promoting excellence in Winthrop's schools. Special shout out of thanks to Eva Kearney, my friend, colleague, and mentor, her sage advice and tonight's overly kind words of introduction. I must recognize the Winthrop Public Schools students, parents, faculty, and staff for embracing me as one of their own. Together we form the essential ingredients of educational excellence. Couldn't do it without them. I entered the teaching profession to make a difference in young people's lives, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for providing me the opportunity to do this. That said, we all owe a great debt of gratitude to my wife, Connie, my children, Jessica and Vinny, and my sister, BJ, and my mom. Without their love, sacrifice, and support, I would most likely not be a teacher today. I must admit, being awarded Teacher of the Year is an honor I did not see coming. Not in the third grade, where I spent most of the year in the corner of the room for crimes were never fully explained or understood. Not in the 7th grade, when my English teacher told me I should quit school now and go pump gas. She went on to prophesize that I would, quote, never amount to nothing. An English teacher, no less. And certainly not in my high school years, when upon reviewing my SAT scores, my guidance counselor quipped, well, your math scores are okay, but it's too bad you're illiterate. And definitely not when I began my teaching career, being what I would call fired, they called it not renewed, 2 years in a row from the same job, no less. But hey, that was all before Winthrop. Since coming to Winthrop, it's all been unicorns and rainbows. Really. My experience here has been a fantasy job come true. If Garrison Keillor went to WHS, he would have to say, welcome to Winthrop by the Sea, where all the women are strong, all the men are good looking, and all the children are well above average. Soon after I came to Winthrop, I discovered that I could make my job as big as I wanted it to be. I found it invigorating that students were more than willing but able to embrace academic risk-taking. As teachers in the world of standardized testing, we value the intellectual freedom to create and deploy authentic curriculum. To Winthrop's educational stakeholders, cheers! I salute you and thank you for that. Don't get me wrong, I am not saying that teaching in Winthrop has all been free of turbulence or corrective actions. After all, rainbows require storm clouds, and unicorns have sharp, pointy horns. Given that the storms are inevitable in education, I would like to thank Superintendent Howard, Principal Crombie, Vice Principal Capasso, as well as the entire WHS Guidance Department for weathering past, present, and all future storms to come. Recognizing that we are a product of our experiences, I would also like to express my appreciation for former WHS administrators, Ms. Conlon, Mr. Schrabus, Ms. Costigan, and Mr. Burke. They helped shape my persona as an educator by providing the horns of guidance, even while their patience and understanding was being stretched thin. Lastly, but definitely not the least, I must express my heartfelt gratitude to my math department colleagues, Ms. Alabaku, Ms. Aronson, Mr. Davis, Ms. Domina, and Mr. Metcalf. Without their unique perspectives, professional dedication, mathematical prowess, and wonderful camaraderie, we would not be celebrating educational excellence tonight. Thank you, folks. Math strong. Have a good night.
Our next award, Excellence in the Arts, is given to an individual or a group who makes a lasting contribution to the arts and Winthrop's cultural scene. We're going to invite Ernie Hardy up to present this award for Richard Honan, who takes trash on the beach and makes something out of it.
Good evening. Who would have thunk it? Another award for a Honan. We all know Richard Honan. He was born and raised in Winthrop and married his wife Mary Ellen 46 years ago. They have 2 daughters, Amy and Christine, and 5 grandchildren. His mother, Gert, was very artistic. She inspired him and laid the groundwork for his upbringing. He is involved in wood carving, photography, mosaics, oil pastels, and driftwood art. His art reflects his life as in a seaside community. His generosity shares his knowledge by conducting workshops for his students. Richie could not be here tonight, so please welcome his daughters, Amy Rodriguez and Christine Rossio, to accept on his behalf. Amy, Christine.
Hi, everyone. My sister and I are here on our dad's behalf because he's traveling tonight, so he was sorry to miss this. He's very honored to receive this award. Art is something that's been a big part of his life. His mother, who some of you may remember, Gert Honan, was a big artist, and so this is a great testament to her that he's carried this on. But I'm sure everybody also realizes, like he just said, that he's involved in so many ways in the community with the troops and his classes and boat building and carving, but it wouldn't be possible without my mom, who's the greatest mother and wife that anyone could have. And I know he would be saying that also if he were here tonight. Also, thank you to the Chamber for nominating him, giving him this award. Thank you very much. I'll spare you a lot of time that he would have been talking up here, so. Thank you again.
The truth of the matter is Richard Honan is on some trip to Key West with a couple of guys. I ran into him the other day, and he does this annual trip. God bless him. We should all be there. Now to present the Patriot Award. She ready? Is Brian Perrin.
Each year, as we discuss candidates for the Patriot of the Year Award, Roseanne's name is always mentioned. I don't think there's a person in this room that is surprised to hear that the 2019 Patriot Award is going to Roseanne Trifoni Mazzucchelli. The Patriot Award is given to someone who has demonstrated a love for town and country, exemplifying the American spirit. Roseanne wasn't sure she deserved the award because being the veteran service agent for the town of Winthrop is her job. The award description, again, is about someone who demonstrates a love for town and country. Roseanne, you do that in your job every day. Roseanne considers herself a mom first and a veteran second. She is a married mother to 5 grown children, Lauren, Alex, Joseph, Frankie, and Paul. She is a U.S. Army retired investigator and a military policewoman with 21 years of both active and reserve service. We have come to understand that what she does now is just as important as anything she did in the military. In her role as a veteran service officer in the town of Winthrop, she assists the nearly 2,100 veterans and service members in the town with not only services, but also a listening ear and a kind word. She goes out of her way to help those that are forgotten, particularly our elderly veterans. For those that were injured, she goes to bat for them to get them the services they need. She runs the Veterans Food Pantry, which is not even part of her job description. Recently, the larger food pantry that provides some of the food for the Winthrop Food Pantry was closed and unable to supply the Winthrop Food Pantry with any food. Did she close? No. She solicited donations throughout the community until she raised $2,000, bought gift cards from the Winthrop Marketplace, and provided access to food for the veterans. Many have said about Roseanne, there's a place for her in heaven, but for now, we present you with this award. And so it gives me great pleasure to present the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce 2019 Patriot Award to Roseanne Trifoni Mazzucchelli. Thank you for your service, and thank you for all you do for the veterans in this community.
Good evening. Thank you so much. I first got the letter in the mail a few months back, and I'm like, no, this is not happening. So it started with Spiegel DeLeo with the Unsung Heroine Award, and then I got a different award for something else, and then I was one of the winners in the pie making contest at the library, and I'm a CPR instructor as well, and I had the pie, my apple pie is my niece's recipe, and it calls for 2 sticks of butter, so there you go for CPR. But I looked long and hard at the letter, and then I thought about it, and I called Betsy, and I said, we need to talk. And I said, I'm not comfortable with this. This is my job. I do this every day. I've been doing it every day for the last almost 6 years. And it is my calling. I am a veteran, and I'm proud of my veteran service. The decision I made, and it comes almost to a year within a month of when I raised my hand for the flag. I had turned 18, I was in high school, and I decided to go into the delayed entry program of the Army. And that decision that day has shaped my life in so many ways, so many ways. I would not have met my husband. I would not have had my beautiful family. I would not be in Winthrop. So, but I wrestled with Betsy, but she won, of course. And I said, this is what I do for a living. This is what I love. And I love taking care of my brothers and sisters in arms and their families. And I'm grateful to not only the town of Winthrop, but especially to my family and my friends, my sister's here with me, my mom, and all of you for allowing me to do what I do best, is to take care of my fellow veterans. Thank you.
Okay, for some reason, the part that Ro gets wrong out of that is that she's not deserving of it. Of course she's deserving of it. I don't know if I said this before, but let's just say it again. The Patriot Award is given to someone who has demonstrated a love for town and country, exemplifying the American spirit. How do you not qualify for that? Okay, so you get paid doing it. That's great. Even better. But you qualify for that. Okay. I'm just saying. I'm dropping the mic on that one. I got it. There you go. Okay, the Town Service Award is presented to an individual or a group that has gone above and beyond in their work for the town of Winthrop and its government, demonstrating a commitment to the civic good. Please let me introduce Russ Sanford, one of our board members, also somebody who has done some town service, just a little, to present the Town Service Award.
Thank you, Betsy. I had the pleasure of serving with Jean Maggio on the first town council ballot. Anyone who knows Jean Maggio knows she's assertive, she's no nonsense, she's hands-on, while she's always sensitive to people's needs. The Medical Reserve Corps, MRC, is a national network of volunteers organized locally to improve the health, safety of our communities. MRC volunteers include medical and public health professionals, as well as other community members with health backgrounds. MRC units engage in strengthen public health, improve emergency response capabilities, and build community resilience. They frequently contribute to the community health activities to promote healthy habits. Winthrop has a great MRC team headed by Jean Maggio. I've cut it short because I know Jean has a lot to say about her volunteerism. Jean, if you can come up with me and explain what you do for the town. Jean?
Russ also rides motorcycles with my son. He says, this is the group I hang out with.
That's okay.
It's great. He has a great time. Thank you, everybody, for recognizing the Medical Reserve Corps. Some of you sitting in this audience tonight are saying to yourself, what is the Medical Reserve Corps? We hear bits and pieces about it, but really, what is it? When Betsy asked me for some information about it, I told her that because of a national tragedy, 9/11, when our first responders did such a great job but were so overwhelmed, that volunteer people from all walks of life, whether they were bus drivers, waiters, secretaries, CEOs of corporations, came out and said, what can we do to help? And that was sort of the start of what the government decided we needed in this country, was a core of people who are willing to assist during major emergencies and disasters. It's named the Medical Reserve Corps because so many of the volunteers in the beginning were medical people. But it didn't matter if you were medical or not. If you wanted to help, you could become a volunteer. About 10 years ago, then Health Administrator Paul Frazier and I was on the Board of Health, got a letter that said, we're having a meeting of 28 communities in the state of Massachusetts who want to begin what they called a regional medical reserve corps. Paul and I went to that meeting, and after we left it, we realized we need to do something because, first of all, I just want to express that I think our first responders, they've always been my heroes. I think that we have an amazing group of first responders, fire, police, ambulance service in this town that is just the best. So when we came back, we said, all right, how do we go about this? Winthrop is a community, as we are all very well aware. We have two entrances and exits, both around water. If we get cut off, how do we take care of the community? So we began to explore what some of our options were. I have to be honest, I don't even remember how I recruited the first batch of people to come and help. But as of today, we have over 25 volunteers that have been with me for almost 10 years. When Joe Boncory said we were a new organization, we're not new. We've been here, folks. We've been here for you for over 10 years. I have physician's assistants, nurse practitioners, OR nurses, ER nurses, RNs. I have secretaries. I have bus driver. I have architects. I have people from all walks of life who have met once a month over the past 10 years to be trained in first aid, CPR, tourniquet training. How do we take care of people in a shelter? How do we deal with different issues that have happened in Winthrop? We have been there. We have been there every year when you go for your flu shots, when we do the flu clinic. We are there assisting the rabies clinic when you bring your animals in to get their rabies shots. We're there when the MWRA water pipe broke. We were there standing beside our first responders handing out water to this community. We go to farmers markets. We've been at Love Winthrop, where we hand out not only information in public health, but we also hand out information on emergency preparedness. We want to make sure that this community is aware of how to prepare for themselves in the event of an emergency. And Winthrop has certainly had its share over the years. We've had floods, we've had hurricanes, we haven't had a tornado, that was Revere. But we've had our share of some pretty big events. When I first began, Larry Powers was then the fire chief, and I have to thank Larry because he accepted us and welcomed us into the local emergency planning committee and made us feel welcome and wanted. Then there's this other guy who wants to change his phone number because every time a rain's coming or a hurricane is coming or the snow is blowing or something's going to happen, I call him and say, "Where are we, Chief? What do I do? Do I put us on alert or not?" He has heard that from me so much over the past years, and he's there for us anytime we need it. I am very proud that not only is Chief Paul Flanagan a partner with us, but I am so privileged to call him my friend, Chief Paul Flanagan. I said to myself, I'm not going to name everybody who's in the Medical Reserve Corps because if I ever forget a name, I'll never forgive myself. So I won't do that. But I also want to say one other thing. This has been sort of a thing I'm very proud of. I had the opportunity to go down to when Katrina, after effects of Katrina, and talking to some of the emergency response people there, I asked them, how could we have prevented some of the deaths that happened in Katrina? And one of the things they said to me was, because people could not take their pets, people would not leave them, and they stayed behind. And because they did, some of them could not be rescued. I am very proud to say that when I started the Medical Reserve Corps, even though other organizations would not accept pets into their shelter, Winthrop's Medical Reserve Corps from the very beginning, if you go, they go with you, and we have a plan for the pets. We're always looking for volunteers, by the way, folks. I was stopped from bringing out applications tonight, to hand them out. But we are there. We're on the website. If any of you want to ask us any questions afterwards, we love volunteers, trust me. But without further ado, because I do have a tendency of talking too long and too loud, I want to present to you, because it's not one person who does this. It is a group of people, a team. They are a team. They have become my family, and I am proud of every one of them. Will the Medical Reserve Corps please stand up? I want to thank again the Chamber for recognizing us. And as I said, all of you are welcome to volunteer anytime. We meet once a month, every third Wednesday. So if you're interested, please give us a call. Thank you very much and appreciate the Chamber.
There's only a few more awards. Our next award is Community Service Award. Christine O'Keefe. Oh, you're already standing. Nice. This is presented to an individual or a group who has contributed to the community in a meaningful way over a span of time. There's nobody better this year to give this to than Survivors by the Sea. So please welcome Christine Millerick O'Keefe to present this award.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to all the recipients. We're so proud that you are all part of our town. I gave a title, and it is In the Face of Darkness, Hope. Survivors by the Sea was founded in 2206 by 11 cancer patients and survivors in Winthrop. Shelley Connolly, Ruth Morrison, Deb McNeff, and Nancy Williams started the group. In 2009, President at the time, Linda Cohen, and Treasurer Karen Leslie were able to achieve a 5013C nonprofit status for the group. Their goal is to pay it forward by assisting cancer patients and their caregivers treatment to a quality of life during treatment and after treatment, whatever kind of help that they require. Everyone needs something different, and they're there to help them. The group has over 160 members, local and now across the USA. But their base will always be in Winthrop. In 2008, the Marie C. Petrilli Foundation reached out to the survivors and said, "What can we do to help? We want to fund something." And they said right away, and I have show and tell, that they could help with the survivor bags. The survivor bag is something that the Survivors by the Sea provides to someone that's going through treatment, and it helps them with the many things that they may need. And the coolest one of all is this Damn It doll. There's blankets, there's moisturizers, there's caps, there's all kind of wonderful things inside this bag. So thank you to the Marie C. Petrilli Foundation for helping the survivors with that. And thank you to Rochelle Tiselli, who makes the Damn It dolls with help from. It hit me pretty hard a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. My very best friend told me that her sister Yvonne was stricken with ovarian cancer. And I said to myself, gee, I'm going to reach out. And she's in Long Island. And I said, I wonder if there's anything like the Survivors by the Sea on Long Island, where I'm from. And so I called Annette, and I said, Annette, is there anything in Long Island like you guys? And she's kind of said, what's her name? What's her address? And no sooner than that, she got one of these guys. So, I mean, needless to say, I was very touched, but Yvonne was extremely touched because here she was getting something from somebody she didn't even know. In a time when she had extreme shock and sadness, it made her feel happy. In a time when she was extremely, a dark time for her, she had hope. So survivors are a quiet group. They seek no accolades. They seek no fanfare. But they provide resources. They're a sounding board, a shoulder to cry on. What they provide is something immeasurable. It was the great basketball coach and cancer warrior, Jim Valvano, who said in his famous SB speech, "Don't give up, don't ever give up." And I think that is what the group provides in the face of darkness, hope. So please join me, guys, in thanks and appreciation as I present the 2019 Winthrop Chamber of Commerce Community Service Award to the Survivors by the Sea.
Hello, I'm OLC, the other Linda Calla. There really is another Linda Calla. I speak for the Survivors by the Sea tonight, not because I'm the current president, but because I have the biggest mouth. There's no one person that can be singled out. We have our founding members, Deb McDuffie, where are you, Deb? Ruth Morrison, Shelley Conley, who couldn't be here tonight. We have those founders who are in our hearts, Nancy Williams, Lainey Zampanti, and Patty DeVolio, who are here in spirit. We have founding members who are still on the board and working hard after 13 years, Karen Leslie and Annette DeMuzio. Annette Anderson, who are my musketeers. We are the three musketeers. Karen Wyson, who's our outreach pro. Patty Frazzo, who runs our bag program. Yvonne Svenaro, who keeps us honest with Robert's rules because we have no idea what we're doing. Please, I'd like to ask the two tables that came with us tonight to please stand up. We have, don't sit down. We have 12 members here tonight representing the 160. Don't you dare sit down. We have the members of our secret Facebook group who talk people off ledges weekly. You are all priceless. Every last one of you is priceless. Our benefactor, the Maurice Petrilli Foundation, of course, who made the outreach program possible. The many local businesses who help us do what we do. Are you ready for this? Georgianne Coleman, In the Moment Yoga, who keeps us grounded when we need it most. Namaste, Georgie. Rochelle Flavin, Winthrop Country Day School, who makes our cherished Damn It dolls. People fight over the Damn It dolls. Ellen Conti from Oceanside Studio, who opens her studio to us anytime we ask. Michael Bacon and Tim Berger from Jangles, who make our empowerment jewelry. Wink. My Win from Star Nails, who throws us the best Christmas parties. Our angel, Teresa Merlino, who just takes care of us day after day after day. Richard Honan from Honan Sign, who made our banners back 12 years ago, and they still held up. He's good. We have the Robin's Nest, who's been so kind to us. Christopher's Flowers, who's also just been so generous to us. Colleen Costa, our local go-to for cleaning service. For those who were in treatment, we clean their homes for them. The Seminos at the meat market and Mark Wallace at the Winthrop market, who always will step up on short notice for us when we need meals for people that are going through treatment or families that have some of our members in the hospital. Local businesses who've raised funds for us through fundraisers, grants, employee initiatives, RPM Fitness, Natalie Baysdorfer from the Calzone, East Boston Girls Softball, Ocean Air, the Paulsons through the Income Research and Management Company, the Winthrop Police, especially Officer Sorrentino, thank you. Our husbands, who don't bat an eye when we run out at night for essential Survivors by the Sea business, always at La Siesta Bar. The town of Winthrop, which has always been such a tight, nurturing community, and not just knowing everybody else's business, it was just so natural for the 11 Winthropians in 2006 to form this group, and of course, it had to be called By the Sea, so that was a given. What do? I think Christine already told you, but in a nutshell, we pay it forward. We've all experienced cancer at least once. We take our experience and our empathy and help other warriors, caregivers, and their families who are going through treatment. And long after the doctors have stopped taking care of us, we take care of each other. And as you know, that's the most important. Every one of us who joined the group did so kicking and screaming. I don't want to join one of those cancer support groups. They're boring, they're depressing. We're not. Oh boy, are we glad we joined Survivors by the Sea. This is the most loving, nurturing, inspiring group of people I have ever had the honor of knowing. I know my life would be less without them, and I think we all feel the same way. Thank you to the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce for acknowledging us, and we hope you never need us. But if you do, you know where to find us. Thank you.
You have left an indelible impression on our community, and we are better for it. Thank you very much, all of you. You know, we're so lucky. I mean, again, we are a business community, but we love putting on these community events. And to look at a full room on a Saturday night who is here, thank you all so much for being here. This is what community is all about. All right, our next award is a Lifetime Achievement Award. Mark? This award is given to a business or individual who has made a commitment to the betterment of the community. Here to present the Lifetime Achievement Award to Dr. Gary Pransky. And all of those sitting at his table is Mark Wallace.
First of all, I have 2 awards tonight, and I thought Russ was first, so it would have been funny giving you Russ's award, Doctor. You know, before I even start, I'm a Planet Fitness member. And today in the gym, a few guys came up to me, and I told them what was going on. And they said, you know, we just got to see Dr. Pransky. Tell them that we wear our helmets, we have our seat belts, and we have our suntan lotion. So I don't know if you should be a doctor, you should be, you know, on the beach, you know, doing a triathlon, or what the hell, but you're a good doctor. But seriously, good evening. It is my honor to give the Lifetime Achievement Award to Dr. Gary Pransky, who has been a vital part of this community for over 36 years. 36 years, guys. We live in a small community, but a very special one, where people care and respect each other. Dr. Gary Pransky Lifetime Achievement Award is well-deserved for so many reasons, including making people who he has treated feel special and at ease with each visit, which is really special, you know, to go in there, you got to see a doctor. Who wants to go see a doctor? But Dr. Pransky makes it very personal, and myself and my family really want to thank you. Back in the early 1980s, when I was moving to a new town and a second child was on the way, I really wanted to make sure that my family would be well cared for. I have now been here for 37 years, and I'm thrilled to say that I've been fortunate enough to go to the same doctor's office the whole time. 37 years with the same guy. And I can be a real son of a bitch. Not only have I had a great doctor-patient relationship with Dr. Pransky, I also have had the opportunity to get to know his staff. The best staff you could ever go to. And I'll mention them in a few seconds, but the best staff. You can tell that Dr. Pransky makes his staff feel respected, listened to, and makes them feel really at home. I'm not sure how other doctors' offices are, but this is a special one. And I am so lucky to have these people in my hometown. Dr. Pransky was born in Winthrop Community Hospital and lived in Winthrop till he was 7 years old. He had always dreamed of becoming a doctor and was inspired by his uncle, who was a physician in Philadelphia. His mother, Frida, was more than thrilled when Gary decided to go to medical school. After earning magna cum laude honors at the University of New York Downstate Medical Center, Dr. Pransky worked for a family practice in Charlestown. Charlestown's lost, Winthrop's gained. Even though his family had moved to Needham, he had left his small town for college and his career, Dr. Pransky still had close ties to Winthrop and had always hoped that he could have a practice of his own in the town that he had a special place in his heart. Well, in 1982, that dream came true. He opened up his own practice on 213 Pauline Street, and he was on the staff at the Winthrop Community Hospital till its closing in 1994. It was tough starting out in a small town, but with hard work and lots of long days, Dr. Pransky became the family physician he had always dreamed of becoming. His priority was always patients, whether he had to come in early, stay late, or making house calls. Before I go on, Elaine, he never made my house call, so I don't know where you got that. Okay, thank you. His patients were always number one. This commitment could not be possible without the support of his family, especially his wife, Audrey. And Audrey, I thank you, and I'm sure the town thanks you for giving up, with this man, 37 years. And thank you so much. Being a family physician gives you the chance to see the whole picture. Dr. Pransky is now on his third generation of patients, and it gives me great pleasure to see his new one, babies now parents. I can personally attest to this, as my granddaughter Maya is now a patient there. Thank you. Having the opportunity to be part of this seaside community has made Dr. Pransky appreciative the values and the importance of such a supportive town. It is his goal each and every day to contribute to a stronger and healthier community, one patient at a time. After being in practice for so many years, the medical field has seen many changes, and there are many more demands on the physician. Dr. Pransky wanted to be able to give his full attention to his patients and give them the best care possible. So in 2013, it was great honor that he and his longtime staff joined with Hallmark Health Medical Associates, now Tufts Medical Community Care. The changes did not stop there. Dr. Pransky wanted even more for his patients, and it was with great pleasure that he added Jessica Benton, nurse practitioner, to the staff. She has been a great addition to his team, and I would not be remiss if I did not mention the rest of his staff too. And guys, when I say your names, I'd like you just to stand up because you are, and Jessica, I'd like you to be part of this. There's Ann, there's Elaine, there's Maria, okay? Is Marlene here? Jessica, please, okay? Okay? Vicky. You guys are a wonderful team, and we cannot thank you enough. Dr. Pransky loves to be out and about in his community, whether it's participating in the Robert DeLeo's Women Health Forum or taking part in the many wonderful things that the Winthrop Chamber has to offer. Dr. Pransky is most proud of this community that has supported him over 30 years. And very excited with the news of his daughter Jessica and his son-in-law Peter giving him his first grandchild that'll be born in April. Congratulations. Dr. Pransky and the Tufts Medical Community Care will continue to be an integral part of the town of Winthrop, and it will continue that old-fashioned personalized family care to the families who he has cared for and nurtured for over 35 years. Remember, guys, bigger is not always better, as Dr. Pransky and his staff will tell you that, and we will tell you that as a community. It is with great pleasure that I introduce you to Dr. Gary Pransky. And yes, doctor, as I said before, my sunscreen, I'm going to Aruba shortly. Okay, so I'll make sure I have it. And ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure, the Lifetime Achievement Award to Dr. Gary Pransky.
I want to thank you, Mark, for your very gracious introduction. I wish you didn't steal my speech, though. I'm very humbled to get this award. When you hear Lifetime Achievement, it sounds so final. I'd like to start by putting to rest any rumors regarding a Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm not retiring. I repeat, I am not retiring, at least any time in the foreseeable future. I've been privileged to be part of this community for most of my career, and I hope to continue to serve it for years to come. As many of you know, as Mark already told you, my connection to Winthrop goes way back before I even set up a practice. My grandparents and parents are from Winthrop. My grandfather helped form the former Jewish Community Center, and I lived here until I was 7 years old, first on Seafoam Ave, then later on Shore Drive. Even after my family moved to Needham, I kept coming back to Winthrop to visit my extended family. I had my bar mitzvah at Temple Tifereth Israel here. When I looked to open my own practice years later, it was Dr. Lieberman and Dr. Traunstein, who some of you who may remember, who encouraged me to come home to Winthrop, and I'm glad I listened to them. I started my practice on Pauline Street, literally hanging out a shingle, and people came from curiosity, word of mouth, and formal referrals from Winthrop Hospital. I later affiliated with Melrose Wakefield Hospital as well, which opened up access to additional care for my patients. Patients liked the idea of having a doctor who treated them and their entire family, and of getting more personal, comprehensive care. But I didn't do this alone. I was fortunate to have terrific help along the way. Within a few years of opening, Elaine Farrell joined me as my medical assistant. Then her sister, Ann Farrell, came over to help with the front office. Maria Pritzky joined me as another medical assistant a short time later, and they've been with me ever since. We were and are a great team, and in 2013, we're fortunate to be able to grow by joining Hallmark Health, Medical Associates, now Tufts Medical Community Center Care. Our new association gave us access to additional service and allowed us to expand our physical space and to bring on Jessica Benton, our newest practitioner. I want to thank Laurie Barrett and everybody else at Hallmark and Tufts who have been with us throughout this process of growth and change. Our office is proud that even though we're part of a larger organization, we still provide the personal care and attention to you as individuals. That's always been a huge part of who we are as healthcare providers. Needless to say, I couldn't have done this without the support of my family, particularly my wife, who put up with missed dinners, late night phone calls, weekend call schedules, and all sorts of interruptions and all the rest. The love, support, patience, and good humor really made it all possible. And of course, my thanks to the Chamber and most importantly to the Winthrop community. The Chamber was a crucial part of supporting me for many years as an independent business person in town, and I thank you all for your support as well as for this award. Well, it was the people of Winthrop who allowed me the privilege of being part of their lives, of caring for them and their families in good times and not so good times. So to all of you, thank you. I wish you all good health and hope to be part of keeping you healthy for many years to come. And if you haven't had one yet, it's not too late to get your flu shot. Thank you.
I do have to say, I grew up in a small town in upstate New York. No, I'm not from here. I've only lived here 21 years, so I know I'm still a newbie. But that's what's great about Winthrop. I mean, we are 4 miles from downtown Boston, but we've got small businesses that keep us going. We've got a doctor's office that you can go to and not have to drive into the city for. So this is part of why we're so thrilled to be doing these awards and recognizing these people, because it's really incredible what we have to offer here. We're gonna change things up a little bit. Yeah, Dan, it's your turn. So the next award is for the Chamber Member of the Year Award. And we changed the title of this a couple years ago to the Bell Lieberman Chamber Member of the Year Award. For those of you who don't know, Bell Lieberman was the epitome of chamber, business, volunteer, ticket to any event seller. Is there anything I'm forgetting, Paul? She did it all, right? She ran a business. She was sweet as could be, but she also, you got something, Kath? All right. But she was just like, I started in this job as a member and a volunteer, and she just got you to get involved all the time. She was just remarkable. So a couple years ago, we changed the name of the Chamber Member of the Year Award to the Bell Lieberman, just to honor her, which she truly deserved award. So we've been doing this for 27 years. This is our 28th year. And it's to an active member who has shown strong commitment and support of the advancement of the Chamber's mission. It recognizes a chamber member who is actively involved and willingly helps the chamber. So this award is going to Dan Carney and his company, Print Boston. Dan, I don't want you up yet. I'm not done. I'm not done. You're rushing it. Okay, so here's the amazing thing about Dan. Dan stops by the office at least once a week, and I would say that's a small number, right? But he always says, "Is there anything I can do for you?" I called him this afternoon about something in regards to this evening, and he said, "How can I help you?" Like, that's what Dan does. So he's a great candidate for this award. He started his company. It was called Rolodata. Now it's Print Boston. It's been 20 years. Nobody knew what a Rolodex or a Rolodata was, so he had to change the name. His office is located in East Boston, but he's a Winthrop boy, born, bred. He just has an office in East Boston. And he's a chamber member, so we'll give it to him. Here's the thing. I can call Dan anytime. Let him know that I have a project for him. I can let him know that I need it turned around quickly and it needs to get done. He takes the worry about anything that we've got to get done. And besides all of that, he delivers. So, like, you don't have to go pick it up. It's there at your front door. He can also cheer you up. He's like, I don't know why he's never in a bad mood. He's always happy, and he always has a funny story to tell. Or two or three. Anyways, he takes care of us at the chamber. He takes care of businesses in town. He takes care of different departments at town hall and many, many more. So I want to say thank you, Dan. And I want to say thank you to Ryan and Libby because you have shared him with us. But it's my pleasure to give the Bell Lieberman Chamber Member of the Year Award to Dan Carney and Boston, Print Boston. Sorry.
So I wrote some notes, but before I get to that, I just want to say, add on to what Bob DeLeo, Speaker of the House, said earlier. I think it's great that we come from a town, we have the Speaker of the House here. I always wanted to quote Bob DeLeo. I just didn't realize that that opportunity was going to come tonight. And it's in regard to Lifetime Achievement Award winner Dr. Pransky. So I too visit Dr. Pransky at least once a year. And it usually goes something like this. I'm in his office, in a room by myself. Dr. Pransky walks in and says, "Hi, Dan. How are you doing today?" I said, "I'm good, Dr. Pransky. Thank you very much for asking. How are you?" And he says, "Good." He says, "Have you been taking care of yourself?" And I say, "Yes." And I'm not sure if his eyelid goes up or his head goes down, but his head kind of shakes, and that's enough of that. But thank you, Dr. Pransky, for trying to keep me and steer me in a good direction. So, good evening, everyone. I'm humbled and honored for Print Boston to receive the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce Member of the Year Award. I want to thank the Chamber for this recognition. Thank you. In my previous career as a corporate executive chef, I traveled often, about 3 weeks out of the month. I met with different regional independent reps who worked for themselves. It was at this time that I got the bug and realized that I wanted to start my own business and work for myself. I started a data processing company, which evolved to a mailing service company, and then on to printing and mailing. It's been fun, it's had its challenges, it's been rewarding, and I'm fortunate that I enjoy what I do for work. When I started the business 20 years ago, I asked my brother, "What do I do? How do I start a business?" He says, "You need a DBA." My response was, "What's a DBA?" And he says, "It's doing business as, you have to go to town hall." I said, so it's not uncommon now for someone who's starting a business to ask me for guidance, and I'm happy to share my experiences with them. I feel that I've been blessed being born and raised in Winthrop with wonderful parents, here on the water, with many lifelong friends. Our town has so much to offer. The town of Winthrop has been very good to Print Boston. We do a fair amount of printing here, whether it's our town offices, the school department, large and small businesses. I try my best to meet their needs, and I appreciate the work. I want to thank my family for the support. My children, Ryan and Libby, who at times help on different projects. Data processing, Ryan's done some invoicing. My brothers who are here, thank you very much for being here. My amazing girlfriend, Kathy, who I'm lucky enough and blessed that we're able to share our stories at the end of the day. And I want to thank the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce and all our customers. Thank you. My name's Dan Carney. The name of my business is Print Boston, and as I always like to say, if you can think it, we can ink it. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to bring Paul Levy back up. We've got 2 more awards. Hold still.
Well, thank you for letting me come back up here for another minute. Dr. Pransky, I hate to keep picking on you, but I was also there yesterday. And it's so nice to actually see what you look like, because to me, for all these years, you've just been 2 eyes peeking over the top of a laptop. If you go to Dr. Pransky, you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't know whether he's playing Super Mario Brothers or Pong or what's going on. Anyways, thank you for all the help you've given me. So we have a kind of an unwritten rule or policy on the board. When we're looking for award recipients, we don't generally award ourselves, folks that are on the board, deserving or not. We just want to reach out to the community and not honor ourselves. But sometimes rules are meant to be broken. And this year we decided to do just that. Russ Sanford is a fellow board member. He's a good friend. He's a great contractor. He has served this community tirelessly for many years. I'm not going to bore you with all his accomplishments. I'm going to leave that up to Mark Wallace. But I would like to recognize 3 unsung heroes in Russ's life, I think anyways. First of all, his 2 daughters, Melanie and Veronica. I know you 2 gave up many dad hours through the years so that he could do the things that he does to serve the community, and we thank you for that. You still have a great dad, though, no doubt about that. But mostly I'd like to thank Suzanne, who spent probably many a night watching Russ on TV, trying to stay awake for the council meetings. And Suzanne, we appreciate what you've done and what you've let Russ do through the years. And now that he's winding down a little bit, I hope he gets to spend more time with you. I have something for you. So without further ado, I'll say thank you to you, Russ, and I'll let your good friend Mark continue on and present the award, this evening's Distinguished Service Award. Thank you.
All right, that's it. We're out.
I had a hook.
How do you follow that? How do you follow that? You know, Russ was in my office this morning or this afternoon, and we just started sitting down talking. Now, if you know Russ, he'll start a conversation. 5 minutes later, Mark, what were we talking about? As I was walking up, I forgot who I was giving the award to. So, I mean, I'm only kidding, but how do you top that? I mean, you know, Suzanne has been absolutely wonderful, and you know what? Plus, she's our drinking partner on the weekend, so thank you so much. But it's been wonderful. But good evening again. It gives me great pleasure to give this special award to my close friend, Russ Sanford. I first met Russ over 35 years ago. Well, that's what I was told anyways, over 35 years ago. Okay? I don't even know where the time has gone. At that time, we had a group of guys playing basketball, and we were looking for another player. Russ had moved to Winthrop from Chelsea. You know, from Winthrop, you don't really know where Chelsea is. But we're looking... So we're looking for a player, and, you know, he looked pretty good. He had long hair, and, you know, he was a decent ball player. So I said, wow. But it turned out, you know what, so great, because I found a decent ball player, but in all honesty, I found one of my closest friends I've ever had. You know, Weiss will tell you we're like an old married couple. But if you ask us, I would say we're more like tequila and lime. The perfect complement for each other. You know, as many of you know, I own the Winthrop Marketplace, and we cook turkeys every year. So one year, we're cooking turkeys in the middle of the night. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving. The oven broke down. So what do? So immediately I called my vendor. It's 11 o'clock at night. I was not at my store, my staff was, but anyways, they called me. So I called my vendor. He said, "Are you crazy?" I said, "Yes." But you know what? That didn't work. So then I called everybody that worked for us, managers, you know, my wife. My wife said, "I'm going to bed, see you later." And so we didn't do it. My last hope was Russ. Russ was out on the night before Thanksgiving, with a close friend from California. I said, "Russ, I am in serious, serious trouble. You gotta come down." He goes, "Mark, I'll be right down." Russ came down, my oven was fixed, and 85 turkeys later, people had a great Thanksgiving because of Russ. So, you know, Russ he's always there for the people. He always puts the town of Winthrop before his own needs. And sometimes, you know, I hate to say this, before his own family. I mean, Russ is a special, special person. You know, and, you know, he's always been there for community, as Paul just mentioned. And Paul, you did it great. I feel like a fool. I don't have flowers. You know what? I mean, at least if I had a glass of wine or something, Paul, I have nothing. I feel awful, awful. You know, I don't even know where to go now, Paul. You just made me feel so, Jesus. You know, so bad. Take it easy, Betsy. This is going good. Okay? You know, they raised their two daughters, Melanie and Veronica. And, you know, I know Melanie and Veronica, special, special girls. They both work for me. Never have them work for me again, but they both work for me. They're both successes. Obviously, it had nothing to do with me, but they're great successes now. You know, he just did a great job. And, you know, Russ and Suzanne, they started CYO, or they went to CYO. They ran that program. They've done so many. He served as a Winthrop High School basketball coach with the late Neil Shapiro, you know, who was just a great guy. He served on the school committee, school council member, past president of the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce, still serving on the board, town council, finally town council president. Russ was always pushing forward, righting the ship when the times were tough, especially in the chamber in the early years. And Russ, we thank you, because this chamber is much better for what you have done, and you know, so we thank you. In addition, Russ helped to create the chamber when he, along with Dick Dimes, believed it was time for someone to manage the day-to-day business activities of the town. Being a town meeting member meant that he had to put himself out on a limb, but he did so because he believed it was the right thing to do, moving Winthrop forward. The two of them went door to door collecting signatures to have a new form of government, and the town approved it. He served as a Precinct 5 councilor for 12 years. 12 years? Wow. God bless you. Okay? Through it all, Russ has owned his own general contracting business, Level Line Incorporated, started in 1982? Well, I got 82, so we're going to go with that. Okay? Okay? 1983. You know, and he started that in the beginning with Wayne. You know, I before I go on, I would just like the two tables that are here for Russ. Family, friends, please stand up, okay? Okay. Distinguished Service Award is a special award, but in reality, Russ Sanford is a special man. Whether it's coaching, running CYO basketball, being a chamber board member, serving on the town and the school council, or running his own business. Russ has done this for over 37 years with dignity, determination, and professionalism. Russ would say that it's just doing his part to make Winthrop better, but the whole town would say what he has done is truly special. A special man. It is my pleasure to introduce my good friend and winner of the Distinguished Service Award, Russ Sanford.
Those are two of my best friends. Thank you for roasting me along with recognizing me. First, I want to thank the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce for this award, and I am truly humbled and honored. Also, congratulations to all the other award recipients and for their contributions to the great community that we have. Secondly, as it has already been done, I'd like to thank my family, especially my wife Suzanne, for her love and support throughout the years. I'd like again to recognize my daughter Veronica and Melanie, my son-in-laws Eric and Jeff, our wonderful grandchildren, Ariana, Tyson, Barrett, and Simone, my son-in-laws Eric and Jeff, in case I have already said that, my brother Ron, my sister Joanne, their spouses Debbie and Bob, my brother and sister-in-law Tom and Joan Hogan, and my nephew Wayne and his wife Rachel. In 1985, I decided to start my own business, Level Line Construction. And a lot of you remember Wayne, who started off with me way back when, right out of vocational school. And before he went off to bigger and better things. Being new in the town and opening a new business with so many other established contractors with names like Ferraras and Hayden's and many others, I knew I needed to get involved, get established, and get my name in the community. So the first place I visited was the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce. And if I could just hold for a second, I'd like to actually ask my grandkids to come on up with me. Tyson, Barrett, Simone, Ariana. My world. The Chamber helped me to become familiar with the local business environment, added credibility to my new business, and allowed me to network with others. And 33 years later, here we are. What the Chamber did for me is done for many other businesses throughout its history. It helped us to grow. Some of the people I had as mentors back in the Viking sales days were people like Bell Lieberman, Michael Caruccio, Tony Rossetti, and Phyllis Fluitt. strong business people who were pillars of our community. I found the desire and the interest to get more involved and to support others who had supported me. I served on committees, I mentored owners of new businesses, and I proudly served as a chamber president. The Winthrop Chamber of Commerce is still one of the top chambers in the state because of what they do every day and what Betsy Shane does along the way to help. Running a small business in a small town is tough. Running a small business and getting involved in local politics might be considered insanity, as Richard Demento once said to me. But I had to make a choice. Do I stand on the sidelines and criticize, or do I get involved and try to make a difference and be one that might get criticized? I chose the latter. I felt privileged to follow in the footsteps of people like Bob DeLeo, Dick Dimes, Bob Noonan, Marie Turner, Richard Demento, and Dick Bangs. And I've been honored to serve with people like Tom Riley, Jeff Turco, Peter Gill, Bob Driscoll, and many of the counselors as they decided not to sit on the sidelines and to try to make a difference. I've always tried to make decisions based on the information I had before me and what was right for the town of Winthrop. My criteria was to always be able to look back on the decisions I made and say that I did my best. The biggest thing I realized throughout my professional and political life was to respect others. There were times when I didn't necessarily agree or support with another counselor or a council president or their point of view. And there were times when they didn't necessarily support me or my point of view. But I always respected their ideas, worked to get past our differences, and to get a consensus on what was the best thing for the town. When votes came before the council, some of them went my way and some of them did not. But I would support the majority vote and make sure that the final decision was implemented properly to benefit the town. I'm not saying there weren't heated debates or discussions, but at the end of the day, we were all there for the same reasons, to do what was right, and I respected all of them for that. I've always tried to show respect to others. Our mom taught us that. And that it served me well through my life, because you tend to receive the same respect that you give to others. What I hate about politics are the politics. As a young town meeting member, the one thing I quickly realized, it's much different looking at things from the outside, looking in. Until you sit in that seat, whether it's a town meeting member, a school committee member, or a council president, it's much bigger than you are. You have all the ideas for what you want for the future, but you can't do them without acknowledging the work of others who came before you and tried to accomplish. None of us are infallible, but we have made a conscious decision to make a difference. And for that reason, I am proud. I'm thankful to all the individuals who contributed in different ways to our community. I'm proud of all our past accomplishments, and I hope I have contributed in some way to the success of our town over the past 25 years. I also look forward to the future of our town, the new ideas from the next generation, and what they will bring to the table. Remember, I may not always agree with you, but I will respect you for your time and your commitment to our great town of Winthrop. Thank you all for everything tonight.
Oh my God, Russ, how cute is this from Simone? Do you want it on TV or do you not want it on TV?
I'm so sorry. I brought this up for a reason. I got this from Simone tonight. It's to Papa with my medal, which I didn't get yet.
That's Simone, right?
And
Let's point out who Simone is.
Simone's my little one. And just telling me how much she loves me and how much I love them.
And she's still awake.
And she's still awake. Thank you.
Okay, now to present the final award for the evening, the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award. This one is the last because we're a business organization and we support our businesses inside our community. And so this is actually one of our big awards. So presenting it is our president of the Board of Directors. I'm looking at Robin, she's getting ready. Paul Levy.
Thank you, Betsy. Final award of the night. I know you're all excited that this is the last one, as am I.
But she deserves it.
You know, as a resident of Winthrop, I'm proud of all the recipients here tonight. And as a business owner, I'm particularly proud of our Business of the Year award winner, Robin's Nest. Robin's Nest is located in Winthrop Center. It's an up-and-coming boutique and gift shop. It is the creation of its hardworking owner, Robin Girolamo. Robin's background lies in the corporate world, but she has quickly made the transition to successful retail businesswoman. Robin has done so well that shortly after opening her business, she was able to move to an expanded and renovated facility, and she was able to leave her corporate job behind and become a full-time businesswoman. To her credit, Robin's Nest has been awarded Best of North Shore Reader's Choice Awards in both 2018 and 2019. Her business is an eclectic mix of carefully selected jewelry, gifts, home decor, and more. Many of her items are made in Massachusetts, and if not, in the U.S. She's found quite a fan base in Winthrop, I can tell you that, and many of her fans are here with her tonight. Robin's been an active member of the Chamber. She's been involved in many events, including manning her own tent at the Beach Day and contributing many items to our raffles. So if you could please join me in giving a warm Winthrop congratulations to our Business of the Year recipient, Robin's Nest.
Hello. I'll make this quick. I know it's late. Thank you so much, Paul, Betsy, the entire chamber and its board, and our distinguished guests. I could have never imagined just a few years ago when I opened Robin's Nest that I would be receiving an award like this. I am truly appreciative and so very grateful, so thank you so very much. I would like to congratulate all the award recipients here tonight. I am honored to be sharing this evening with such an amazing group of people and businesses. I'd like to do a special thank you to my parents, my mother who's looking down in from heaven right now and who I love dearly, and my father who is in a place that I sometimes call heaven on earth, Naples, Florida. He couldn't be here. I could have not asked for better parents, and I thank them so much for all they taught me and the values they instilled in me. They have the values that helped me create my business. I have a sign hanging in my office, work hard and be nice to people. I learned that from them, and that's our day in and day out at Robin's Nest. Thank you to my wonderful siblings, 3 sisters, 1 brother, all incredibly kind, loving, and supportive. 2 of them here tonight, my oldest sister Sharon, who is everything a big sister should be, and my designated second mom, and my sister Debbie, who many of you know from Robin's Nest. Debbie has been with Robin's Nest from the beginning, and her contributions, too many to name, have been and continue to be invaluable. Thank you so much. Thank you to Michael's parents, Janet and John. They have been so supportive throughout this journey. In the very beginning, when Robin's Nest was just a vision in my mind, they went out of their way to travel and pick up and deliver to us the first piece of furniture that I had found that I wanted to decorate in the shop. They are incredibly understanding when I'm working 7 days a week and can't make it to most family events. So thank you for that. Next, I have my 4 very best friends in the world here. I have actually known them since kindergarten, believe it or not. So we're very lucky to have each other. And they came here tonight to share this evening with me. And I'm so thankful for them for taking the time to be here and for a lifetime of love, support, and friendship. So thank you all very much. I'm very thankful to my Robin's Nest team. All do a great job for the shop and our customers. I feel very blessed to have so many wonderful people to work with. One of my most very important thank yous is to all of our customers. They're the reason that we're here, and their kindness and support allows me to work every day doing something that I truly love. I am committed to making Robin's Nest a place where everyone loves to shop and a place people are proud of to have as part of their community. I hope it is okay for me to take the liberty for speaking on behalf of every small business in town when I say a sincere thank you for shopping local. Any of you who know me or have been to Robin's Nest, I'm sure you know my Michael, as I call him. I often call him my better half. Well, most of the time I do. I would literally not be standing here tonight without him by my side. He has loved and supported me through every minute of this dream I am chasing, and for that I am eternally grateful. Thank you, Michael, so much for all you do for me and for the Nest, and for making me laugh every single day. Finally, thank you to everyone who is here tonight supporting the award recipients and our entire community. I wish you a very happy and healthy 2019. And I just want to let you know Robin's Nest is open 6 days a week, and we're open for business tomorrow. Thank you.
See, if you're going to be a business in Winthrop, you got to advertise yourself at all times. So, Robin, tomorrow's closed? Open tomorrow. Oh, sorry, she ruined the photo. She's open tomorrow. You know, that's just yep, it's a perfect thing. It's a small business. I also want to say, Michael, thank you, because there you are. The beard's gone. Thank you for sharing her with us and also lugging the stuff all the time, whether it's to one event or the other. This is what makes, it's amazing sometimes, I think, for people to think that we're so close to downtown Boston, and as you watch East Boston and you watch Revere, let's just say East Boston, start to grow, we're not that far away from any of them, but we still have this incredible opportunity to be small town and grow in some of that sort of stuff. So thank you for helping make us feel both small and large at the same time, both of you. It's time to end the evening. Jesus, that was a board member who just did that. Oh my God. It's certainly been wonderful. Congratulations to all of you who are the recipients of awards this evening. We greatly, greatly thank you. We're serious about thinking about who we give these to, and the rest of that, you can go, Jim. It's okay. But I want to say a couple of other quick things. Thank you to the Board of Directors for the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce. I want to take a moment to acknowledge Carrie Schulman from Winthrop Sun Transcript for doing photos tonight. Thank you very much. Amanda Pelletier, who did our photos, which we'll get up on social media at some point. Again, Barbara and Ann back there at table 23 helping out. And then also Mike Mahoney and Mike Cabral, who are always available at WCAT for shooting this tonight, and then they'll have it up on Channel 3 and I think also the YouTube channel. The bar's still open. Talk to Tommy if you need a drink. We're not going anywhere right away, so thank you all for coming. We really appreciate it. Have a great year. Thank you.